21 years later, New York will once again pay tribute to the nearly 3,000 people killed during the September 11th attacks during the annual ceremony at the World Trade Center site on Sunday. Monica Iken lost her husband that day, a bond trader who worked in the South Tower. Last year, I met her after the ceremony for the 20th anniversary, where she wore her wedding dress to honor her late husband, Michael. She has since remarried and has 2 children, but she has dedicated her life to building a memorial for Michael and others who lost their loved ones in the September 11th attacks. She joins us now. Monica, it's an honor to be with you again. I really appreciate you being here. For our viewers who may not be familiar with your personal story, can you share with us how you turned your grief into purpose?
Well, I actually met Michael on 9/11/1999. So, we kind of like when I met him, I didn't realize I was going to be in this world of romance with someone because I was just out of a relationship, and he was so persistent, and Michael was that way. And, he was sending me roses at the job, and I thought he was a stalker at one point, and he was like, oh, I'm going to take you out on Hurricane Floyd. And I'm like, did you not see the weather and the bad hair day? And, from that moment on, I just realized he was a special soul. There was something really special about him. And, meeting him on 9/11/1999, and his birthday is 9/8. And thank God I didn't get married until October of 2000, because I almost did September. I would have been a wash for me. So September is really hard, but I was blessed to have him for 2 whole years, and we were together every day and got married. We were only married 11 months. We were trying to have a family, and that didn't happen, obviously, but I was blessed to have him. He was a gift to me, like God gives you a gift. And I was not well after 9/11. It didn't register that I lost my soulmate. And, I was down looking for him. I was, the media caught wind of it. And it dawned on me then where it was that took place. It's in the heart of Manhattan, and they're going to build up for dead people. I just almost got, like, this thing happened to me. Like, God spoke to me and said, you're going on a mission. And I wasn't well, and I told my family and friends, and they were like, you need to really, relax. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping. And I said, no, I'm going on a mission. And the mission was born from missing posters outside, the media being downtown. We were the first people declaring him missing that day. I spoke to him twice. I was honored to be able to have spoken to him. He was calm, he was fine. They said to stay where they were. I've had faith in him that if he had to get out, he could. His best friend did get out, so I thought the whole time I thought he got out. And then we were looking for him, and, I realized this is going to be my nightmare, but I'm going to fix this nightmare.
And you've done that, Monica. You really have. The work that you've done has not just been, I guess, maybe perhaps therapeutic and a comfort to you, but to many of the families, again, that have been grieving the loss of their loved ones from September 11th. So, you had participated and been very active in the memorial. What does it feel like to be at the memorial now when you're there, on the anniversary as you are every year? How do you connect at that point?
Well, it's a blessing to have our world-class memorial museum, because that's my happy place. And it's nice that I can go there now and not just celebrate his death, but also celebrate his life. He was born on 9/8. We were there celebrating the other day, and the sun is always out every year that we go. Even on the anniversary, it never rains. I mean, in 2019, it rained everywhere but at the memorial, because we don't do rain there, and it's a beautiful tribute. As you see the sun comes out, you feel the warmth of their energy. It's a powerful place. You go there and you feel them. I always feel Michael when I go to that space, and I just can honor him in a quiet, reflective way. And I can share it with the world, which is really nice. I can share it with my friends and my family, and I can share it with anyone who wants to go there. And it's just a powerful place to honor our loved ones in a way that, in the heart of Manhattan, which they said would never happen, and it did happen. And now I'm so grateful, that we have this world-class memorial museum, and thank God that we have it.
One of my favorite aspects of the memorial is the quote by Virgil that is etched onto the repository that contains the remains of those who were not identified. It says, "No day shall erase you from the memory of time." When we reflect on the 21st anniversary here, what is your message to Americans to ensure that no one that lost their lives that day is forgotten?
while having no remains of my Michael, that quote is very special to me, and I know that there's 8,000 remains there. And if Michael's meant to be found, he will be found. And but at least I know if he's not, he's still home. He's where he took his last breath, his last step. And I want people to understand the I feel like I just went through the 20th, and I'm here, and I don't know how it went so fast. And I feel like a lot of the families feel that way as well, because it was a difficult year last year. The 20th was really hard. It really took a toll on me as well. And I feel like now I'm like, okay, I can do this. But it's, I thank God, because I have a faith, and I believe that those souls are in a better place, and we have this beautiful place now. But I think that the message for me now is people have to understand we have moved on. This wasn't the reality we wanted to happen to our loved ones. And we're surpassing now with the FDNY, the first responders who sacrificed so much, and we're going to have more of those that die from this 9/11 related than we lost our loved ones. And so I think we need to understand that this is not going away. I have moved on, but it's not moving on, it's moving into the reality that we have. And people have to stop saying, you should move on, you need to move on, move past it. No, I was a happily married woman, newlywed, 11 months, with my soulmate. And whether or not we would have lasted 10 years, 15 years, whatever, 2 days after, it's irrelevant, because I was happily married. And he was ripped from me. And that's a very big thing to take away from someone when someone goes to work. And that's our new reality now, that we can't go anywhere without having to worry. School, a mall, a church, without having a fear that someone might come and just take their lives away from you. So, and I'm grateful that, I understand that, but people don't understand, and I'm glad they don't, because you know what? You don't want to be me. You don't want to feel that pain. It never goes away. You may move into your new reality and you live your life, but I never not think about Michael and what my life would have been with him, and how I continue to honor him with things that I do in my life, wearing his name, making sure that he's never forgotten, because that's how we keep the legacy. So as long as I'm alive, I'm going to do that job, and making sure that we never forget those innocent souls that went to work and those first responders who are continuing to die from this nightmare. Because this nightmare is not over, but we can have some solace and some peace knowing we have a beautiful place to go, and we're honoring all of them and doing the right thing by them, by having that.
You have been a true testament to living your faith and helping those people, and you have done exactly that with your work with the September mission. And even recently, I just want to tell our viewers, she also has a podcast, Once Upon a Time, which is also helping people who have been through times of tragedy and creating purpose for their life. Monica, God bless you, and we appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.